boy Bleeves.
This is not financial advice. My name is Bleeves. I'm always right.
Everybody listen up.
If you don't use NordVPN, you could get hacked, and that would suck.
Bada bing, ching, ching, big profit. Even when the market sideways.
Don't forget to sign up for MEXC. The link's in the description down below. That helps me out tremendously.
Bet this. It's not financial advice.
OKX is offering incentives for you to sign up. Make sure that you sign up today in the description down below.
I'm always right. I'm always right. I'm always right.
Go to atlashealthline.com for all of your Delta 8 gummy needs and for all your Delta 8 inhalation needs, I want to say. I don't know. Something like that. It's in the description below.
It's been a long day. I mean, a long week. Maybe a long year. So let's get something clear. We're going to stock up on some party favors.
Guys, if you're outside of America, or if you're lucky enough to be using NordVPN, you could be signed up to BitGet for all of your futures trading needs. The link is in the description down below. Hey guys, if you're trading in America, you can use up-down trading through crypto.com. It's in the description down below. Sign up today and start trading.
Carpet riders on some third eye shit. Mr. Pine Cones come a long, long way. So everybody gets sideways. Sing it. I can't wait till Friday. Everybody's getting sideways. Pass the bottle back my way. Everybody's getting sideways.
What the fuck is up? In the place to be. Coming on the mic is easy motherfucking Bleeves. What is going on, everybody? I hope you're having a good evening. My name is Bleeves. This is Bedtime with Bleeves. And we got what I can only refer to as motherfucking Bob in the house. Bob is all over the place. And let me tell you something. If you guys tuned in this morning to the show and you saw exactly what I said about Bob, and thank you for the $2, Delir Visha, that is Bob. Guess what? If you I want to see the Bob tattoo. You promised the Bob tattoo already. We haven't seen the Bob tattoo. Let's see the Bob tattoo. But let's go over here and let's look at Bob. Now, what did I tell you? Let's do it one more time while it loads. What did I tell you what happened? I told you what you should do is don't buy right now. Don't buy a few hours ago because the price was going to come down, and it was going to come down where? We made a line for it, right? And then what I say was going to happen when we got to that line? I said a reversal was going to happen and it was going to start pumping, right? So guess what? Let's go to the 1 hour chart. And now let's get a little bit of zoom on what we said specifically was going to happen. Was that when we got into this area, 6101, that we were going to have an immediate reversal, and over a couple of hours, it was going to pump all the way back up to 94. So this is going to be a 50% gain for anybody who got themselves in. Now, the one thing that I prefaced was that maybe if you look at this, the way that it's going down right here, we may not get all the way up to that 50% gain, but it could still be a significant 25% gain in a short period of time. It's a meme coin with no tax on it. That's tradable everywhere. By the way, if you haven't already, you can trade Bob on MEXC up above. And in fact, you can do futures trading. And I don't remember exactly what the leverage is, but I didn't even show the screen. Oh, did you feel bad for that? Anyway, so here it is. This is what we called last night, right? Or this morning. I said, guys, we were over here at this time. And we were talking about it right here. And it was up here at the top. And I said, look, there's a range sort of area here. Don't buy until it comes down here, because once it comes down here, you're going to be able to make a move back towards the upside. What happened? Came down here. Now it's idled. It's kind of been down in this area for a few hours now. And by the way, not likely that you're able to buy it at that level because that's a lot of wicking probably from sandwich bots doing their thing. But since then, we're up, and let's go here and look. If you listened to the Believer, leave it to Believer, you're up 19% on your investment because you just listened. You just listened. So you're up 19, almost 20% right now. That'll change over time as it continues to pump over the next couple of hours. I think the market seems to be in a pretty good mood. Also, while we're at it, remember what we said about Poo. Poo is now at the line that I told you. If it comes down to this line, it's going to be a buy, and then it's going to probably pump. And the same thing is happening over here. So you've got the move here probably going up, 10, 15, 20%. A lot of trade volume still going on. A lot of trading still happening in Poo. So I would think that there's going to be a little bit of a reversal. This is probably the bottom right here. You can see here, a matter of fact, what we got this wick right here, which showed that it wanted to reverse, right? And then it was pushed back down by some sell-off and some pressure, right? But this sell-off pressure is starting to curve its way around, meaning that we've likely, and it's early, but we've likely found a bottom on Poo as well. So, if you don't want to take a Poo, then I guess bob it. No, but not Lorena bob it, because Jesus Christ, she cuts off dildos. So you want to be very careful with the one that you go for. But seriously, there is a great opportunity here for some serious gains. All you guys have to do is just do it the way that it's supposed to be done. Did Aubrey send in the picture? Did we get the tattoo picture? Anybody, post a picture if you got one. Stop it. If you have a tattoo of any crypto, then send me a link and we'll pull it up on Twitter and we'll show we can show it to everybody that you have the tattoo. And it'll be kind of cool. So let's move on. We got a lot to cover tonight. Actually, we don't have a lot to cover because it's all we got. The only thing that matters right now is CPI. Pre-markets are not really changed that much. Altcoin still in Bitcoin season. We're not even close. Like, it is so bad right now. Look at this. It is so bad here. Remember, though, the last time we got into this area, we had a violent move to the upside, and altcoins started to run like crazy. Now, the market overall, 24 hours, basically trading sideways. Why is it trading sideways? The world is waiting for America to do its CPI. Whatever's going to happen next, we're going to find out pretty soon. Now, for those of you that are here because of Pepe has broken out of its channel, as you can see over here, but we're still going to need several hours, probably until the morning, for confirmation. This is a 4-hour, so we've got one candle minted outside of our trend here, or maybe we can also make an argument for this purpose that we're still maybe inside the trend. Like the trend is your friend, right? So maybe we're still inside. Now, if this is the case and we're not having that breakout from the top and coming down, if we're not, then that means we're still inside this channel. We need another breakout, but we're going to need two 4-hour candles minted outside of this trend, and then we will be in a confirmed breakout to the upside at 2,400. I got a line here that says go short. So if you are Pepe friendly, Pepe adjacent, if you see us hit close to 2,400, it's time to log into MEXC on your account. Hopefully you're trading with my link and short this for a little while. Short it all the way down to 1541 because it's hit a couple of times. 1541 just recently. You might want to stick it down here, maybe 1720. You don't want to miss all your gains. You don't want to ruin all your gains or whatever you want to do. It's up to you. It's up to you. But it is moving down. It is in this channel. It's a perfect channel that's playing out right now. So that usually tends to mean that it's going to break towards the upside. And we have seen some pushes for it to start breaking. We just haven't seen an actual breakout yet. And part of the reason for that is that the sell pressure is obviously still enormous from people who've made life-changing money all the way down the line here. You're not seeing a whole lot of it right now, but you are seeing that move for a little bit, right? And at 1852, Ethereum is still not helping. Let's remember, excuse me, for most of the Bob Pump, Ethereum was trading at around 2,000. So we're a little bit down based on the pairing with Ethereum, at least in that regard. Now, for those of you that are wondering what I'm going to be doing here, On regular trading, on the regular trading, I'm looking for a move up here pretty soon to 2100. When it goes to 2100, I'm going to sell, and then I'm going to take my chance that it's not going to go up too far. I don't think that we're having the breakout that if we get a confirmed breakout. By the way, I'm not going to sell right away, but if we get a confirmed breakout above this, then I'm just going to continue to hodl. If we don't get a confirmed breakout over an hour or so, and we start to move back down, and we start to see this wicking, then I'm going to say that it's probably coming back down to the 1800s at least, maybe all the way down to the 1500s. So I'm going to try to accumulate at this lower price so that I can get more, and maybe, just maybe, I'll throw some more into Bob, because as you know, I did make a pretty good amount off of Bob already. So we'll see how this plays out over the next bunch of hours. But let's talk about some of the news that's going on. Pepe Whale, who earned 14.5 million, turns to Turbo. Is this the next big thing? Now, before I read this, doesn't this seem more like an advertisement to you than an actual valid news article? Seems a little weird that I don't feel comfortable with this. This seems like it doesn't seem like a plant article to you. I mean, I hope that it does. I hope you're seeing the same thing that I'm seeing right here. A little bit weird. And thank you for the $2 bomb, Aubrey. Appreciate that. And for the other one, I got a Bob tattoo as well. And by the way, if you got a token that you want to talk about, then all it takes is throw in a super chat. We'll talk about your token. But that's the way that we do it. BRC-20 might be the next narrative. Any thoughts? I do have thoughts on that. In fact, Stacks is one of my favorite projects, and you will see I did make some videos about Stacks a little while back, STX, because I thought that's a game changer, because now we have smart contracts, Solidity smart contracts, by the way, available on the BRC-20 chain. So very good opportunity. As a matter of fact, Matt, let me also point this out. You brought up something that's actually important. Somebody asked me today, like, what's up with Mongo? Why is it everywhere? And you know what? I don't see Mongo anywhere. I see Jake talking about it. I see Rodney talking about it. But you know what I see? I see Pepe. I see Bob. I see a little bit of one called Lambo. But I don't see nearly the people talking about Mongo that I see talking about Bob, or that I see talking about Pepe, or that I see talking about Lambo. And might be because I've engaged with them more and less with Mongo. I don't know, but a little bit weird. But anyway, so this one says the whale recently transferred 14.5 million of Pepe to Binance and is now buying Turbo. Look on chain data on May 9 shows. Pepe coin is a meme token and one of the top performing assets, obviously. But in the look on chain, it says that the giant whale who bought 4.23 trillion Pepe with 422 ETH and 200,000 USDC deposited all Pepe to Binance 30 minutes ago. His average buying cost is 602535, and the profit is 14.5 million. He may sell after opening trading. Watch out for the price change. And it looks like later on, he's been buying Turbo since May the 3rd. So he's now swapping his Pepe into Turbo. So now, by the way, I do think, for those of you that are interested in that, I do think that Pepe is due for another breakout run. It feels like, I know a lot of hater influencers like Scumdoge Millionaire. Am I saying that name right? Scumdoge Millionaire, Slumdoge Millionaire, Scumbag Millionaire. I don't know what his name is. It's Slum or Scum something, and Millionaire. I think it's Doge. He's crying because he's like, oh, the top is already in and it's never going to go over $1 billion again, or whatever the fuck he's crying about. It looks to me like Pepe is probably just going to prove him wrong, because it really only takes a couple hundred points to get over $1 billion again. And I think that, with the way that Pepe has the enthusiasm of the buyers, by the way, similar to Bob, as you can see down here, the way it's got the enthusiasm of the buyers and the buy pressure, the way that's working right now, I get the feeling that Pepe is just primed to have a big run. Now, what is holding it back right now, I do believe, is the CPI, because if that CPI comes back good, then I could see venture capital little bit saying, you know what, let's take this for a run and let's see how high we can get it. Because if we pump this thing one more time, could we get to 6 billion? Because would retail start freaking out and say, oh my God, it's SHIB all over again? And could this thing run like crazy? I could see that happening. Now, that's not a guarantee that it will happen or that anything will happen. As we're sitting right now, 1984 might be the highest it's ever going to get. That you know, anything could happen. But I don't think that it is. But I do think that 2100 is the next play right here, and sell at 2100, accumulate again back down here at 1829. And that's what I'm going to do until there's a real and legitimate sort of breakout. Now, again, over here on the futures, you can see here's what I'm looking at, and here's what I see, right? As we came down in this channel, we had this violent move up here, and this was price protection. This was the bulls protecting the price because we got that. So we got that huge move towards that upside, which was then met with a massive sell-off because people decided at this spot right here, you know what, it's over, it's done. And then the VCs came out, and this is where you found out that like Max Ventures or Maximum Ventures, whatever, Master Ventures, whatever it was called. That's when we found out they were selling out, and then of course causing everybody else to sell out. So what do we see happening right now? Well, what we see right now is we see a top being formed across right here, and I'll just draw it. There's a top being formed over here, and then there's a line being formed right here. Now that is an ascending wedge. An ascending wedge tends to break to the upside. So if we can see some good news and we can see some positiveness out of the market tomorrow when the CPI data comes out, then it is possible. And I'm not promising anything because you never know with cryptocurrency. But if that does play out, then I could see a nice big rally one more time to Pepe. However, again, I would think that 24 might be a top, and also 28 might be a top as well. And we'll put a line up here just so you guys see like this. I feel like that area right there might also be an almost insurmountable area if we can even get over 24. So, and I have to be realistic with you guys because I don't want you to think that there's this crazy opportunity for it to flip, because a lot of that has to do with VC money coming in, with people just pumping it up, right? Coinbase listing could help. Kraken listing could help. Robinhood listing could help. There are plenty of things that could help and change the narrative and get it moving. And we should look at the reason that we still have that opportunity, and that is volume of trading. Now, the volume of trading on Pepe is down to 570 million. And here's the thing: that sounds bad, but it's number 8 overall. So it is the number 8 traded token in all of crypto. It's more than BNB. Let that sink in. Litecoin, blowing Litecoin away. So, consider, if you will, at least that there is some, and it's up 7%, by the way, on the day. So consider at least that there is a lot of trading going on with Pepe. So, we might see a run after all. If we do, I don't know if it's the last run or not, but we're going to see something. Now, let's move on here. Here's what happens to Bitcoin if inflation continues to fall. Basically, if inflation continues to fall, we're going to get on a massive Bitcoin run. And really, I don't even know how to explain. All I can do is tell you that. We're just going to move on here. WorldCoin launches a world app to bolster decentralized identity in finance for mass adoption. Now, I want you to know, I played with WorldCoin today. I loaded into WorldCoin, and I don't know what the fuck I'm doing on WorldCoin, because really, it's not nearly as user friendly as you might like it to be. I don't know if I can show you. This is kind of what it looks like right here. We'll move it up and down. It's as plain as it gets. It's as bare bones as it gets. Really, it's just a globe, and it tells you how many people. And in order to verify, you have to use an orb. And the closest orb to me is in New York City. That's ridiculous. Like, what? That's stupid. I don't get it. So I'm going to sit on WorldCoin for a while, but here's the thing. Sam Altman, the creator of ChatGPT, is the guy behind WorldCoin. I had a conversation with BitBoy Crypto about this the other day where I, because it just kind of popped up on my radar. And I said, you know what? Dude, this might be a big time play. And he's checking it out. So you might see a video coming from him on it. And then maybe we'll know more because he's got way more inroads. But for right now, I have no idea about it. Have I been listening to Polly? I try to, but he does a lot of he's Jesus fucking Christ. He really does a lot of cray shit. So makes it tough for me to listen to because he says a lot of blah blah a lot. Jen, thank you for the 279. I appreciate that. He says things like praise Jesus and then go fuck yourself. And then he says go fuck yourself and you're a piece of shit and also praise Jesus. And I keep a Bible in my pocket and just it's a weird thing that Paulie. He's entertaining in small doses for me, but I don't need Paulie to reinforce my opinion of what I think is happening on Pepe. So I don't tune in too much. I do because I do appreciate what Kenobi's doing because he sees the same thing on the charts that I see. So I appreciate that portion. And, I'm super happy when somebody reaffirms what I'm saying. So we're going to pull up for Jen. We're going to pull up Pepo over here. Pepo is 1.52 million trading volume, 4.32 million market cap. This is on the decline. 24-hour volume is now way lower than total market cap. On this other side, the volume was way above the market cap, which meant that it was completely running up. And when you're at or near a 50% ratio, that's a pretty good sign. But when you have 1.52 million in trading volume, still significant, but you have a 4.32 million market cap, it means that the money is probably coming out right now. And that volume is largely going to be sells. Now, if you look at the 24-hour volume, you're going to see about a 50-50 even split, but it's down 26%, which means that most of the volume coming through is sells. Now, you've seen a reversal in the 6-hour to minus 1.03. It's still not perfect, but that volume is still significant. And in the last hour, it's had 7 and 6. So it's only had 13 transactions in the last half hour. That's not a whole lot for a low amount. So it looks like this is dying. Now, if there's another rally and there's another pump to be had, then, it's going to depend on what it does. Pepo for the people, trades on MEXC, LBank, Indo, and BitForex. Those are not bad. Futures trading, you can do futures trading on MEXC with this. It just looks like it's 69,400,000. It's the same thing as Pepe. So if that's the case, then this is dead. Not because I don't like it or anything like that, but if it was gonna have a chance, most probably, if it was gonna have a chance, then this right here is the top over here, and this is the top over here, and now it's breaking down below that. So I don't see it doesn't do anything. It hasn't captured the world's imagination. It's got a 4 million market cap. It can't run. It doesn't have. It's that people are gonna. There's. It just doesn't feel like to me. And I could be wrong, by the way, because any one of these tokens could run. There's no fucking way that I would be trading a Bambi token or a SpongeBob token or a Turbo or even a Ben that make no sense. It's just a meme coin, right? So it could catch fire and something could happen. But if it were going to catch fire, I think it already did. So I think that, the move up here was to sell this top over here. That is a significant and gigantic move. And just consider that from where we are right now, that's about 6 times up. So this was a 25 million market cap. I think that's about as high as it's going to go, which is close to 30 million. So I think Pepo is dead, and I hope that you made a bunch of money off of it. If not, that is a problem. So, yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you so much for the 699. I think that's look. It just looks to me like it's dead. Could change, but if it doesn't change and you can prove me wrong, I would certainly be happy with that. It doesn't look like it's got very much in the way of legs anymore. And Aubrey wants to go back to Bob, so we're going back to Bob. 69.96. Ladies and gentlemen, you dirty-minded people. There you go. 69.96 for Bob right now. I'm pretty sure that Bob put that on us just to make us look. Now, same thing with Bob, by the way, just so you guys understand, like looking at this all the way, you see, this is the same chart that we just saw. We saw a nice little bump happen right here, and then we saw a nice little moon happen right here, and then we saw a massive correction to the downside. And the next question is, how far can it go from here? And it's the same thing. Like it's I don't think that it's got that huge. Now, listen, let me preface this. Like, I don't think right now that it has that huge run, and I don't, because I think the only one that really has that is probably going to be Pepe, if it does have that, and maybe now Ben, because BitBoy Ben Armstrong is now part of the team with Ben. And as you can see right here, just in the last hour, it ran out of its mind before people are taking profit, and people are taking enormous profit on it. Here's the thing. This could, because Ben is now involved, this could run up to a $500 million market cap. I mean, this could run to 500 million at a moment's notice. Like, we could just see this thing start to really catch fire because people like Ben Boy, Crypto Ben, whatever. It doesn't have the move, or it hasn't done the moves that some of these other ones have. So, when you come over here to, we're not going to do Pepe, but we're going to do Bob. You see that it's done this little run up over here. Look at what Bob did. Okay. Let's just consider Bob. Bob had a monumental run. Okay. So the BitBoy Crypto thing looks like this right here. Okay. So if I'm looking at it, then I would say the BitBoy Crypto, and this is about a 5x from here, or 4 or 5x from there. So I would think BitBoy Crypto, the Ben token, probably has the same kind of opportunity for a run in it, up to this ridiculously high number up here, which I think for Bob is what, 160 million market cap, somewhere near there. So, I'm not trying to shit on Bob, by the way. Again, like, I think that, over the next few hours, you'll probably make this play up here, and you'll get a 50% gain if you got in down here. But what I would be doing is I would certainly be playing. Look, if you came down here, and here's all I'm saying, right? Let's just say that you had $5,000 that you're playing with, right? If you, with $5,000, played right here at 6,000, and you went up here to 9,300, right in this area, and if you don't even have to you don't even have to hit the top here, okay? That's 100% incline. This would be a 50% play for you. So your 5 would turn into 2,500. Then if you shorted it down here, that's another 2,500. If you longed it from there, it's another 2,500. If you shorted it from there, that's another 2,500. If you longed it from there, it's another 2,500. If you shorted it from there, it's another 2,500. It's probably going to be another 2,500. Again, if you're using that amount of money and that amount, and you're just longing it and shorting it, going down with just $5,000, like, that's what's going to happen. It's just oscillating in between this range right now. Right here to here to here to here to here to here to here. So, there's a lot of money to be made on Bob right now, but you got to make the money. Don't just sit there. And look, if you bought up here at the top and you're way down right now, so fucking what? Sell. Take your money back out. Hopefully you're not down so much because you put it, like, hopefully you got a few $1,000s, but if you have a few $1,000s, buy in down here, sell as high as you can in this channel right here, in this range right here. And this is, by the way, there's another level down here, and you can see this right here. So there is another level down here. So Bob's not dead, but if Bob pumps up here one more time, let's take this out of the equation. If Bob pumps up here one more time, then you've made some money, right? Then let Bob drop down here. And if it comes down here again and it doesn't break through, then it's going to run probably back up here. So make your money each time it runs. Do it both ways. If you want to go to MEXC and do futures trading, then you can just, you can make money on both ways, going up and going down. But if it breaks through here and it comes back down, then I would short it underneath here. If it comes under here, I would short it all the way down to 35. And then I would long it at 35 all the way back up here. And then I would just do the same thing again. Like, there's plenty of money to be made with Bob. And if you're looking at all of this trade volume that's happening right now, that's what the smart money is doing right now. That's why you're seeing this happen. The important thing is, can you see this early on? And can you recognize this pattern start to develop? And can you take advantage of it? And can you make the money off of it? Find the bottom and start to play the bottom up to the top, wherever that top is, and then come back down and do the same thing over and over again until it changes the trend. And hopefully if you do it here and then here and then here, now you're way up. And you do it here one more time, now you're really way up. And you do it one more time, and now you're really way up. And it comes down here one more time, now you're really way up. But you're still only using the same amount as your first investment. You've already made a bunch of money. And then if it comes up here and does it one more time, you're golden. If it breaks to the bottom, go ahead and sell. And then do the same thing again, because you already made a bunch of money. So just work smart. If you work your bag smart, then this is what you're gonna do. You can't trade futures yet on Bob on MEXC. Okay, let's go to here. Futures. God damn it, stop. Nope, you can't do Bob yet. So, oh well. If you can do futures anywhere, do it. If not, then you can just make money going up. So make your money on the way up. And again, 2,500. Again, you still have a bunch of big wins that you can take. And look at this, gas fees coming down, by the way. That means that the market has slowed down dramatically. Remember, it was 39 billion today. Now it's 32 billion. So the market has slowed down dramatically, but it's still not dumping. So that should tell you a little bit something. So anyway, WorldCoin, I don't know what the fuck it does. It doesn't really do anything here. I got to use an orb that's located in New York City. What the fuck? Like there should be one in Chicago. So now Ethereum's staking rewards rate hits post-merge record high. So if you're wondering why after this last upgrade, Chapella, we didn't see a big a cascade of sell because people are making even more money by continuing to stake it. So that meme coin frenzy has got them making a bunch of money. You can see right here, this is how high the money returns are right now for Ethereum. So if you staked Ethereum before, by the way, if you stake 32 Ethereum, I am told if you stake 32 Ethereum, that makes like $50,000 a year at the current level. So, interesting, right? Now, Bitcoin moves sideways at 27.5 as investors await the CPI inflation reading. So that's what we're all doing right now. We're just kind of sitting back, waiting. One more piece of Pepe news. Top Exchange moves 3 trillion Pepe to an unknown wallet. KuCoin has moved 3 trillion Pepe into an unknown wallet. There's only 42 trillion, 690 billion tokens. So they have a significant supply to just be moving to an unknown wallet, probably doing some clearing and clearing out maintenance, whatever they're doing. But a little weird to see that kind of move happening. So, we'll see how this plays out. Let me move this back to number one. And yep, number one, still Bitcoin. So there's that. Oh, fuck my life. Anyway, so the market is up 3.3 billion. That's a good thing. But I don't see a big move anywhere. Luna Classic is having a nice move to the upside. You can see here a nice little reversal. USTC also having a nice little reversal. Luna not nearly the same. Lido having a bit of a reversal. Seems to be limited though. Hex is making a run. Volt is making a run again. Let's talk about Volt for a second. Volt had a vote, and they decided that they were going to go to a zero tax token, and that the purpose of doing that was going to be to take advantage of this environment. So the vote came through, 96.74% on Ethereum and 99.998 on BSC. It means basically everybody voted yes. Only one asshole voted no with a small percentage of the supply. Shout out to that person, whoever they are. Volt will become a zero tax token, and the V3 trading will start on May 13 at the latest. So we might see something like very, very soon, as soon as tomorrow or something like that. But remember, the last time we launched around noon, Jake and I were doing a spaces or maybe a live stream. I don't know. We were doing something. So we probably see more of the same as we get ready for this V3. And when that happens, to remember, when we were in the midst of this right here, right after the V1 to V2 migration in April of 2022, they pulled a 14x in the 3 weeks. So from the time of the move to the V3 to 3 weeks later, 14x. So are you properly positioned for what might happen with Volt? That's the question to be asking yourself. And if you aren't, don't worry about it, because there won't be a 13% tax in and out. So you might have a good opportunity to make out like a bandit. 14x is no joke. So maybe, just maybe, we'll have a nice little something happen over here. But the voting is in, the voting is done. They're trying to take advantage of the market. And here's the thing: like, I'm not a big fan of it on the surface. I don't know that. Here's the problem, right? This person down here just thought they were buying at 69.66, and they thought they were about to sell. And then this bot came in here and screwed them over, and they sold for 67.33. One of the things that taxes does is it stops these bots from stealing your money. That's what the bots are doing. They're stealing your money every single time. And as you go down here and as you look through each and every one of these, you can see sometimes it's not that significant. Sometimes it's not gigantic, but sometimes it is. This, for example, this person is 62.77. They sold 13 ETH right here, which dropped the price of this sale, which was going to come through at 62.77, all the way down to 56.78. This guy lost a significant amount of his sale because of this bot, who then bought back right here. So, and got more tokens for less cost. And then, of course, they're flipping those tokens and accumulating them in order to sell them on you a little bit later on. So, one of the things about tokens is that it does stop that kind of stuff. Brandon's in the house. NGN is building while the memes are running. BSC chain soon. Bit4x and market makers soon. For those of you who don't know, NGN is a trading tool coming with artificial intelligence that's going to make it easy for you to decide and figure out cryptocurrencies and help you in your investment decisions. So if you haven't already, NGN is located over here. Low volume, by the way. It's a low volume token. It should be up in here. 17.89 is where it's trading right now. 17 cents. But it did have at one point over here, it did run up to $1.70. So it's about 10x from its all-time high. So there is a possibility there for a significant run. If they can get a little bit of momentum and a little bit of wind behind the sails, so to speak, I think that we could be looking at something really good starting to run. So if you haven't already, go check that out. We are not rich yet, but guys, if you want to make movies, if you're interested in, let me know in chat, by the way, if you're interested in movies and making some horror movies, because I'm in discussions right now with some people who are that do make movies about making some movies. And, maybe we're going to launch a cryptocurrency that's going to do just that. It's going to help fund the creation of movies, which might be fun. And if it's not fun, maybe it's a moneymaker. It would be horror based. Obviously, we would be, Meg 2. If you didn't see the trailer for Meg 2, Meg 2 trailer is out right now. So maybe another horror movie can be made with sharks, and maybe it can be done on a shoestring budget with some good graphics, some good effects, and then even AI technology, which is not super expensive at this point. Like, there's a lot of different things you might be able to do in order to make a really compelling sort of movie. And maybe we'll make some movie and then sell the rights to it to distributors, make a few bucks off of it, and then that money comes back into the market, that comes back into what you're doing in crypto, and it gets distributed out for everybody who is an investor and working as a producer by helping and by funding and investing in the crypto. So, maybe that's something that we'll consider doing in the future. So if you haven't already, consider it. But let's go down the list here and let's get, we're going to do this about as rapid fire as we can to try to get as much covered as possible. Ben is at 177 right now, 177% for the day. On the 4 hour, let's do the 1 hour candle. On the 1 hour candle, we are having that little move to the downside. Now, if we get some consolidation here, if we get some moves here, then it will start to move towards the upside. And if it does, then I'm telling you right now, 500 million is probably on the is on tap, but we're going to probably need the CPI to come in good. If that does, then I think this one's going to be kind of off to the moon. 24-hour volume, 94 million. Market cap, 53 million. What does that mean? Well, that means it's got room to run. If the 24-hour volume is still significantly higher than the total market cap, the price is going to go up. That's most probable. BAM, 72% up, 72% on the day, still continuing to go to highs on the 1 hour chart. Look, I was looking at this a few hours ago, way back here, and I was like, you know what, I probably should just ape into this and just see what happens. And then I thought, you know what, I got shit to do today because the goddamn maps and Metapolitans is rugging me for whatever the fuck reason. So we got to deal with that. We'll talk about that in just a second. But so I didn't get in, and then it did have a nice run. So congratulations to everybody in Bambi right now. 13 million market cap. I don't know how high it can go. Maybe 30. So it might 3x from here. Turbo, 22% on the day, having a nice little run. Again, just if you find the bottoms on these and it corrects and it starts coming, I would take my money right now on Turbo, even if there's good news out there. 30 million on a 82 million market cap. That's coming down. Sponge, 31 million on a 35 million market cap. That's probably coming down. Looks like it could have a reversal, but $31 million in trading volume on Sponge. Volt having a bit of a reversal right here. How much it sustains, I don't know yet. There's just single big buys. That's odd. Single big buys that are coming in that are kind of holding the price at these levels, which fair enough. But we're launching a zero tax token in a couple of days, so kudos to that. Optimus still has 354 million in trading, or 354,000 in trading volume. 13 million market cap. Again, same thing, just kind of very difficult right now to get a good pump going. It's got 2%, I think, or no, 0% buy tax and a 6% sell tax. So we'll see what happens. It's going to take Elon Musk going to have to make an announcement about Optimus, and then you're going to see this thing run, and you're going to see it run super hard. So if you're an Optimus, you're going to be super excited about it. You're going to get a 10x from here to 150 million market cap with a nice Elon tweet. So just bear in mind that that's probably coming. Pepe coming back down just a little bit, not exactly moving like I was saying I thought it would. I thought it would go all the way up here. Might not, might end up coming back down. If that does, then that means it's still continuing to mint lower highs, and that probably is a sign that Pepe is done. Now, if that means that somebody's going to say, I can't believe you're fading it or fudding it or whatever. No, I'm not. I'm reading a chart saying something. But what the chart is saying at this point is that this is an ascending wedge and that it should have a breakout to the upside. So if I'm watching it and if I'm paying attention, then what I'm looking for is to make sure that it maintains at least this trend line right here and doesn't go below this. If it catches 1900 down here, if it comes down and it starts to reverse and it goes back up into this area, and then we start seeing it in this wedge pattern right here, then there's a breakout coming. Now, if it was not minting highs at the same level and it wasn't coming all the way up to 2100 each time, then I would say maybe it's coming down or something like that. But this is an ascending wedge. Even if it's coming from the top or the bottom, it's an ascending wedge. It's that means that bear pressure is driving the price lower while the lows are getting higher. So that's a very bullish sign. So we'll see how this plays out over the next few hours. I don't know how the market is looking overall. When I see this start to wane a little bit, seems like capital might be coming out of the market. And yes, so we did have lost about $5 billion in capital during this hour. Like apparently I bored $5 billion worth of capital out of this market. Are you shitting me? Like Jesus Christ, Kamal is in the house. Do you think Candy is going to come back or it's dead? I think it's dead. That you might have a different opinion, and that's okay. I mean, I can't. I don't know what to say to that. But to me, it looks dead. I don't see any upward momentum on it at all. So make what you will of it. Do what you got to do. Decanect. If you guys haven't seen what's going on at Decanect. I can't show you yet. That's why you can't see. But Decanect is currently trading at a 222,000 market cap. Doesn't have a lot of trading volume, but I've been playing around with their AI technology, and holy shit, is it accurate? So I can't, like, I keep wanting to like click on it and show you. I can't show it to you. But so Decanect, their technology is, I'll kind of read a little bit to you. And then you can make what you will of it from there. All right, so it's a website it's a DApp that allows you to come down and you can check on all of the tokens that have launched today. Every single token that's launched today is in this, okay? And then it tells you all of it, like Samurai Jack, Motherfucker, Tegrity Farms, Andale, Baljeet, Samurai Jack, Motherfucker. Okay, so these are just this is the 15 minutes, by the way. It tells you every new token that's been launched, right? And then you come down to features, and then the features will show you something that's just launched. You can click on just launch, and it will show you the best tokens that have just launched. Then it will show you, if you come down, what degen plays are that are out there right now. And it takes a second to load them in, but it will give you like the potential plays, the best potential plays. Then it will give you the moonshots, and it will tell you like what it's called. It called Bambi, and it called Bambi at a market cap of, I think this is the market cap that it called. It called Bambi at an 11. I want to say whatever it did, it called Bambi and it did 119x. And then it called WSB Classic, which did a 27x. And it tells you like what time exactly that it called it. And it's looking for, what it's doing is it's trying to filter through all the bullshit. And it's going to take, you're going to have to hold, for anybody who's wondering, you're going to have to hold 20,000 Decanect in order to access the DApp, in order to use it. And 20,000 Decanect be about $600. So 20,000 times 0.039, about 780. So about $800. If you're holding about $800 in Decanect, you're going to be able to access this DApp. And this DApp is going to tell you whether or not you should invest in a token or not. And it'll even tell you what tokens it is that you should invest in and whether or not there's money left to be made on those. Like, it's not going to look at Pepe and say, Pepe is going to run or not going to run. It's not going to look at Wojak and tell you it's going to run or not going to run. It's not going to look at Turbo, stuff like that. It's going to look at new projects where you stand to make moon money. So that's what's going to happen. Pepe is not dead. I don't think that it is, but anything can happen in this market. What I see on, let me just tell you what I see on Pepe. Okay. What I see happening on Pepe right now is this downward facing trend. And it looks like it's ready to launch back off. Now, it looks like that it did that back down here. This was almost the same pattern, but look how long this has played out. It's not catching fire. Now, that could be, you could make an argument that it's not catching fire because of the CPI data, because the CPI is coming. So if you make that argument, I would say, okay, I'll buy that. But it's still not having the big type move. It's still doing a lot of consolidating, and it's shaking out a lot of paper hands, right? It's shaking out a lot of people who are selling. And I don't see those sellers weakening at any point, right? Like, they continue to be strong. The bears are strong on Pepe right now. So to see a move like that, for me, that would shake the market and make people say, oh shit, we got to do it again. We're running this back. To see something like that, we're going to have to see an enormous amount of capital and a big time announcement happen at the same time. And I just that's exactly what you're going to have to see. You're going to have to see like the rumblings that, hey, it's going to be on Binance in a couple of days, because this is what happened when it was, people were talking shit, but this is right here what happened. This is when we started talking about Binance. It went from 1983 to 4,000. It went from 500 million to a billion market cap. So when people say, well, it didn't even get a pump from Binance, yeah, it fucking did, because we were talking about it a couple days before. We were talking about that Friday. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, it launches, and then boom, now it's starting to come down. So we did have a pump off of Binance, and crypto.com. Like, it was all coming on that Monday. So, I do think that that Pepe still got room to grow. I just don't see the market having that enthusiasm at this point. And look, I'm not going to be dishonest with you and just tell you to just sit back and be a moon boy. That's irresponsible. And anybody who's telling you that, they're not doing you a service, right? Make your money where you can make your money. And in this situation, it just feels like right now on the 1 hour chart over here, we're at the top of this level, right? The likeliness of what's happening next is, and by the way, we'll address this in the morning. And I'll leave it right here. The likeliness right now is this is going to happen over the next couple hours. I will leave that right there. And if I'm wrong, and by the way, it doesn't mean that it's going to come down to 1536. It might come down to this level right here, 1732. So we'll leave a line right there. So it could be here or it could be here. So we'll leave that right there, and then we'll come back and we'll address that in the morning, whether I'm right or if it broke out to the top. Now, I do think it could break out to the top, but I don't think it's going to do anything until the Fed. I don't think that I think the only thing that's going to give it an impetus again is going to be the Fed making an announcement that, or CPI, the Fed, with the CPI number is going to come in real nice. So if that comes in real nice, then we're off to the races. Otherwise, then it should continue to follow that descending wedge pattern. Doesn't mean that it's not going to break out. Doesn't mean it's not going to have a gigantic run. Doesn't mean that people aren't still going to make a lot of money off of it. Doesn't mean that it's not going to do billions of dollars. It just means that right now, I think this is what it's going to do. And if I'm right, tip me. You know what I mean? So yeah. All right. So I have 8.2 million MAPS tokens worth $70. Yeah. So this was this was absolutely crazy. Okay. So let me tell you what happened, and we might have to save that for tomorrow. But if you come over here to Metapolitans, so Metapolitans, this was a game that was launching. It launched yesterday. You can, in fact, come over here and access the beta, and you can literally load into the game and you can play the game, right? Well, they launched on the token launched last night, or yesterday at 3 p.m. Well, it actually launched a little bit early at 2 p.m. Proceeded to do this, right? Now, I was given a token allotment of 50 million tokens because I was doing videos and stuff like that. And, that was their way of paying me, but I'm not the type that likes to sell. So I just figured, you know what, I'm going to hold it and I'm going to support the project, because the person that was doing it was somebody that I knew and somebody that I didn't have any reason not to trust. So I said, you know what, I'm just going to hold on to it and see what happens. So I didn't sell my tokens, which were about 8 Ethereum at the time, right? So I went to bed. When I went to bed, they were worth about 6,000. They went all the way down to 1 ETH, 2,000, and then they popped back up to about 3,000. You can look over here and you can see, like on a 15-minute chart, you can look a little bit better. Like it came all the way down and then it started to pump up here. So it pumped back up, and then overnight this started happening. And here's the thing. Later, we find out as we're going through all the transactions, all of this right here was the developer. The developer was selling off behind the 2 other developers. He had taken the deployer wallet, which he had control of. I don't want to say taken in that context, but he took the deployer wallet and moved $608 million worth of tokens to himself and then sold off, which you can actually see was happening in the middle of the night. Like not even broad daylight. This is some middle of the night shit right here. So you can see, and by the way, let's go all the way down. The first big sell right here. This first big sell right here. This sell right here. That was the developer. And then some more big sells you'll see. And I don't know if that one was or not. Yeah, that one was no transaction before. So that one was him selling off. All the big transactions, those were him. He was just apparently making out like a bandit. A couple of these are probably pre-sellers. I mean, because remember, there are some pre-sellers in here who had, like, there's your bag. You're selling a little bit. But I think 50 million was about the allotment or something like that. But you can see some rounded numbers here. But overnight, he sold off and took just a bunch of Ethereum by selling off on the chart. And then he still controls the deployer wallet. So the developers who are actually working on it right now woke up and they were like, what the fuck is going on here? And then they woke up to the chart being what's going on right now. And nobody nobody knows what's going on. I reach out to him because here's the thing. I know the guy personally. So I reach out to him like, hey, what the fuck's going on? And I'm texting him. He's not taking my calls. I'm calling him and stuff like that. And here's where I sold, by the way. This was my sell right here. I got 0.452 ETH, and they taxed me 0.0412 ETH. So my for doing videos, which, by the way, I charge I think I'm pretty fair as it goes for videos. But this this is ridiculous, right? This is just absolutely ridiculous. I had lunch with this guy multiple times. Talked to this guy. It's just fucking crazy, right? Yeah, tomorrow morning that Maps logo will be gone. That's ridiculous. Yeah. Yes, he did use me, which, I don't really like that. I don't appreciate that. Crypto is a nasty game, and there are a lot of nasty people in it. And here's the thing. A lot of people are like, well, are you going to go do something about it? Like, what the fuck am I going to do? Report it to the police? Well, no, because he gave everybody all the stuff. He gave everybody he gave me tokens, which I didn't sell. He gave everybody tokens because he wasn't supposed to be involved. That was it. He wasn't supposed to be involved. And look, there's literally a video game here that was working. I mean, it should be pretty simple. And he didn't. He just left BTFA, and that was the end of it. So, yeah. Yeah, I got all the money in my pocket. That's why I'm happy about it. Anyway, so, you know what I mean? I'm not going to do nothing because you're involved. I love this guy when he comes in here. And I'm not going to do anything because that's out of my lane. If the police want to know, in fact, I have his address. So if the police want to know where he lives, if any of you guys are out and you've lost money because of this situation, call the police and tell them that I know the person and I know exactly where they live. I know their name. I know everything about them. And yeah, I'll be willing to cooperate with the police, but yeah, I would be willing to do that because, I mean, the guys here's the thing. He didn't give a shit about credibility. He didn't give a shit about me. Yes, it was Sway. Dave, it was Sway. He didn't give a shit about me. He didn't give a shit about my credibility. Awesome Austin, if you guys noticed, was pumping Metapolitans. He had a big logo up on his website too. In fact, Shaka Crypto, 2-Bit Crypto, all of these guys. And yes, he is my neighbor. He lives in my area. So I have had lunch with him multiple times. Like that is crazy. Now, here's the thing. I what he did was he sold off apparently, and I think that what I think his argument's going to be wasn't pumping just yeah, exactly right. So he got all of us in there, showed us the project, a real game, showed us a real game, and then the next thing you know, it disappeared. I mean, the game is still out there. The game is still playable. In fact, here's the game. This is the game. So you can log into it and you can move around. Now, one of the things that I did learn after the fact was this is a very small area. So it is entirely possible to make something like this on a really inexpensive budget, and it looks like something more than it is. But yeah, I mean, this was the game right there, and so that kind of sucks. Yep. When you do that, you're supposed to put YOU apostrophe RE. I don't need to be your English teacher, but Jesus Christ. No, it's not. And you can have your opinion about it. I don't have a responsibility because it's not fraud. And I know you don't like it. And I know that a lot of people don't like it. But in fact, what he did was he's going to say that he sold off. He sold off his share, which he's not required to hold. And he gave the information to the other people, that he gave the information to Don and Marlux. Now, Marlux came on the channel on Saturday. So, yeah, these guys, and I've talked to Don on the phone. I talked to him for about an hour today, and he was shocked at what was going on and is still thinking that there's some kind of way that he can salvage the project. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at this point that he does it because they've already been scammed, right? There's no path forward. There's no way that any of that can work. Like there's just no path forward for that game. You know, not called Metapolitans for sure. And here's the funny thing: it was audited by Certic. I don't know how much that cost, but like he invested his own money into a scam. Like it's crazy to me that that so much was put into it, and all of us were caught in this entire thing. And the worst part, I think, was that I actually like the guy. Like I like that he was actually, in talking to him, sitting down with him, he was actually a nice guy. And when people do that, it makes you question a lot of the people that you talk to. It was a very yeah. So so if you had a chance to remove a POS from the space to protect others, you still wouldn't do it. No, I didn't say that. What I said was, I'm not a fucking idiot. I understand how the law works. I understand what he said. I understand what he did. And I understand that there's no legal recourse. However, if somebody else wants to file a lawsuit or do something against him, I will cooperate with any authority who happens to come my way. I'm not hard to find. But if you're asking me at this point, am I going to step out? Well, no, none of us are going to step out and none of us are going to do it. And I don't give a shit. My wallet is public record. So anybody who doesn't like that can go take a dick and fuck themselves with it, because everything that I have is on public display. So I don't give a shit if you don't like me or any of that shit, right? Like no big deal to me. What matters, you're right. I did get out. I got out with 0.45 ETH, and it was 8 when I started. And my agreement with him was for that much money. I was supposed to get like 15,000 because I was doing videos for the project and organizing, getting other people involved in it. And then here we are. So no, they're salty. Because, and here's the thing. If the cops come asking me, I'm gonna tell them exactly where the fuck he is. I'm gonna tell them exactly. I'm gonna drive them to his house. So I don't give a fuck, right? But I'm also I'm not the one filing the lawsuit. I'm not the one doing the shit. I'm not. Look, I'm a marketer, and I'm trying to market something, and somebody's paying me or allegedly supposed to pay me to market something, and sometimes those people are not good people, and that does happen. That's not on me. I'm not really out anything but my time, and I should be paid for my time. I feel like I should be paid for my time, right? However, he sent me 50 million tokens. I just didn't sell at the top because I thought that it should. Again, like I thought that I'm going to hold on because I want to hold on for the entire group. Like I don't want to. Like I want to hold on. I didn't need really the money. I wanted to hold. I wanted to like. I mean, I guess you call it carry the floor or whatever the fuck you call it, right? I don't want to sell off on people because I think that you guys, if we're in a project together and I'm getting basically free tokens, I'm putting in work, sure, and I should be paid for the work. But if I don't need the money, I feel like I should be holding the floor and helping guys to support the price action to make sure that it doesn't do exactly what it did. So I held on and I didn't sell, and for that, I ended up with 0.45 ETH. So fuck me for that. And I don't have a problem with that. If you don't like me, that's okay. Don't tune out. If you do like me, make sure that you subscribe. And make sure, by the way, that you go to MEXC and sign up for futures trading. It's in the description below. If you're overseas, go to OKX or go to BitGet. BitGet, do not sign up to BitGet today, by the way. Sign up to BitGet in a couple days because I'm about to announce a big competition for BitGet for the month of May and NordVPN. If you're in the US and you want to use BitGet, there's one way that you can do it, and that is all right. So we got breaking news right here. People are tripping out right now because Gemini has listed Pepe. So let's go over here and let's see what is going on. Give me 1 second to get this pulled up, and we will get this shit underway. We got Pepe. Gemini, here we go. Good morning, friends. When Pepe today. Pepe is now available for deposits on Gemini via our web interface. Guys, Gemini is dude, this is actually a fairly interesting thing because guess what? Not very many tokens at all are listed on Gemini. So this is a just kind of out of nowhere sort of move. Could be good for the overall price action. We see it right now, kind of oscillating at 2,000. People are starting to see, oh shit, it's listed on Gemini. It's an American market. It might take until in the morning before we really start to see any kind of serious move on it, or it could start moving on its own right now. It's trading at 2021, 2022 right now. So we do have some good movement. Now, for somebody who asked me just a few minutes ago, what do I think overall? Jesus Christ, how does this happen? Like, what in the fuck is going on? I hate Dex tools so goddamn much. I don't even know what's going on with Pepe on this fucking thing anymore. Jesus Christ. Oh, it's got a God candle here all of a sudden up to $18. So something's broke over here. So here we go to DeFi again. Define DeFi, by the way. I'm not look, I like this place a little bit more than I like some of these other ones. So I'm getting so tired of Dex tools. But here we go. So we got price action of 2012, 75. We'll see. We should see a spike in the price action. So now this invalidates everything that I said before. This is now going to cause a breakout on the price action over here. This now, all of this shit that I just said, you can disregard that because we got one of the things that we were looking for that we're going to need to have. Now, the question is Gemini going to make this a God candle type scenario? And if it does, this candle's only going to go to 2,400. I think. Like I don't know that it can go much further than that unless everybody looks at this and says, "Oh my God, this is the moment we've been waiting for." You can see right here. Normally, in normal circumstances, when you get a listing like this and you get a big time listing, then one of the things that you see is an immediate and violent spike in price. You are not seeing that right now. So it's right now it's interesting. We're trading at 2020. You're starting to see capital inflows, but you're not seeing big money. Now, you should see big money starting to come in right now, but you're not seeing that. You're seeing just a lot of trading volume. So this might take a little while to play itself out. However, this is good for the entire market over here. Everybody who's each one of these cryptos over here stands to gain from Pepe getting listed. So now, again, we got to talk about price action. I'm going to say that it doesn't go any higher than 24 if it pumps to 24, because this is a big point of resistance right here. Then it's going to take, if we can get lucky enough and flip it to support right now, then you got 28.40, same thing. So to test all-time highs and stuff like that, what we need tomorrow morning would be also a Coinbase listing, because I think that would move the needle a little bit more. Now we are in after hours trading. We are in the evening, so the American market is kind of closed. So as the night progresses, I think maybe we'll see a little bit more on Gemini. So we'll see what happened. And just I'll do this as quickly as possible when we talk about BTFA. What happened to BTFA was Believes. Believes isn't always right. He's always dude, I try. Look, I try. Sometimes I try. Look, I trust people. I look for the best in people. I don't look for the worst in people. 7:30 tomorrow. What happened to BTFA? So what happened to BTFA was exactly what happens. Jim, if you rewind about 10 minutes, you can go through the whole thing. And you can use as many exclamation points as you need, or question marks as you need, in order to answer all the questions. It's all back there, and I engage with everybody about it. I'm not going through it again. So hit rewind, 10 minutes, and you'll see the full discussion about it. I'm taking mine at 24. When it hits 24 for me, that is take the money time, and then wait for a dip, because I think that it would dip from that point. But I mean, we'll see how this plays out. I mean, if the market really responds well and we start to get up here, we get over 2010. If we start to see some big time capital start to flow in, and it starts pumping, then we might see something magical all over again. But also, it has to be said that the people overseas might not react the same way to Gemini as we might react to a Gemini listing. So, it's what I'm seeing right here is 2025. So we're on a pump. We're getting some positive position. We're not seeing a whole bunch of sell off. But I think, we're still not done with the sell-off. We're still going to see these big sell downs start to happen. So we'll see how this happens. We'll see how it plays out over the next few hours. But for anybody, again, Jim, again, go back about 10 minutes for Metapolitans, because I do want to finish with this. I was in the Telegram with them because they were asking for help and nobody was talking. So yeah, I was in the Telegram with them. I didn't really know that I had a reason to fear. I mean, they have a working project. They have a working product. It doesn't make any sense. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. And at the end of the day, the asshole is going to say, hey, I left them a working game. I just made them pay me for the game that they weren't paying for. You know what, dude, I'm trying to get to my dog. She hasn't come out here. Like, she's actually not come out here and been like, hey, asshole, let's go. So she must be sleeping or something. So Pepe, look, I think that we're going to get a nice little run. But again, I would be at 24 and 28 are going to be my spots right here. If it goes to 24, I'm selling. Okay. And I'm going to sell my entire position, because I don't think, and I'm going to bet that it's not going to go to 28. So if it goes to 24, I'm going to sell. And I think it's going to come back down to 2,000. And then I'm going to buy back in, and I'm going to have a little bit more into the market than I had before. I'm looking to increase my position. I'm not looking to take a profit. I'm not looking to take money off of it, if that makes sense. I'm looking to just kind of sell out a little bit at the top and get my money in back down at the bottom. And yes, the answer to what BTFA, they got a Marvel artist to do their artwork and stuff like that. And the guy that was in charge, which was Sway, he decided he was leaving the project, and that's what happened. He left the project. That's not a bad thing, right? Like I don't have a problem with, by the way, you can do Pepe AI is going to be on MEXC tomorrow. So if you're looking for futures trading, go use MEXC. Sign up in my link in the description down below. Guys, I had $1.8 million traded yesterday, 1.5 million the day before, 1.5 million the day before that. People are making massive amounts of money. If you need to go into my videos and you can see how to trade futures on MEXC. I support you, Believe. So what? You got rugged. Those clowns at Maps rugged a lot of people. I don't think so, man. Like it's, again, I have a problem with this, Brandon, because like this guy was a friend of mine. I felt like he was a friend of mine. Obviously he was not. I was his friend. He wasn't my friend. You know, he didn't mind. I minded protecting him. He didn't mind protecting me. So, and look, for every one of you in this, even where's that asshole? Where's that asshole? That guy, where's he at? God damn it. Are you still in here, man? I'll even protect that guy. You know what I mean? Like he comes in here and he likes to talk shit about me, but I would protect him too, the same way I protect everybody else. And that's not true. There's not no friends in crypto. Like I will have your back all the time. And you'll probably cost me money sometimes or in some way because I will trust you and believe that you are capable of doing the right thing. If you don't, I mean, you know, I'm going to move on and I'm going to look at the end of it. I'm going to be fine. I've made enough good decisions. No, I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. But here's the thing, like I am in many ways, Brandon, here's the point. And I think that guy is making a point and anybody else making the point that doesn't like it, that I'm a gatekeeper in many ways. Like in my mind, I'm a marketer. You come to me and you say, here's money, make a good ad for my product. Well, that's what I'm doing, right? I'm just the actor who's doing it. And there we go. There you go, man. Somebody else says the same thing. I was his friend and he was not. So yeah, that's all I can say, man. I mean, look, I'll put it this way. The last time I saw him, we gave him a gift for his kid, right? Because him and his wife had just had a baby. So, I mean, like that's, we were friends enough that, you know, we met and I gave him a gift for his child, that I had gotten him, you know, just to be a friend. And yeah, here I sit today. But we'll move on and, you know, shit be whatever it is. And yeah, Pepe AI, I'll be trading that tomorrow on futures. Again, if you are looking to trade futures, MEXC, that's where we'll be doing it. And we're starting to see a breakout. Here we go. Pepe is having that move. Now, I don't know how far it goes. Again, you guys know what I think. For whoever I said, by the way, that I think it's coming down, I said I was going to leave this up here. Fuck that. We're going to go ahead and delete that because it's not happening anymore. This move has invalidated everything. 2051 over here on Dex Tools. So we're starting to get a little price action. Again, this will cascade over to the rest of the broader market. So buckle up your safety belts because Gemini has just lit Pepe on fire again, and we'll see how hot it burns. So this is not financial advice. My name's Bleeves. I'm always right. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate each and every one of you, that you take the time to come over here, talk to me, yell at me, bitch at me, moan at me, talk shit to me in caps, use a whole bunch of exclamation points or something like that. And my girl, Jane Flowers, in the house. Guys, I taught Jane Flowers how to do futures trading today. So I hope that she's going to make herself a whole bunch of money pretty soon. So there we go. If anybody else needs help, I can certainly help you. Again, go watch my video. I think it's called MEXC, how to trade futures on MEXC. You can go there. It's very basic. It's very easy. All you got to do is find the bottom and play it to the top. Find the top, play it to the bottom. There we go. All right. So, guys, I will talk to you soon. I will see you for breakfast in the morning. Until then, hope Pepe pumps.
Whoa, another shot of the bullet. Loaded, got complex, cocking and pulling. That bottleneck look like the Loch Ness. What are we doing? I'm about to fall out, boy, in the proofs and the pudding. So, can we forget about the things I said when I was drunk? I ain't mean to call you that.